do this.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you are watching this. My name is Michael Epstein, and I'm so glad that you're taking the time to be here today. And most importantly, whoever's sharing this video with you, whether it's live or it's a recording, I want you to make sure that you thank them for thinking of you. Again, my name is Michael Epstein. I am what's called a Pro 8 in a company called LifeVantage. We're a publicly traded, debt-free company. And I'll just give you a brief little story about me, and then my buddy will say a little bit more about me here. I'm here with my friend Sam Flake, who's also a Pro 8 in our company. And I am 64 years old. I have a 2-year-old and 4-year-old son. First-time children, yes, married 21 years. I have a background of martial arts of over 57 years of martial arts and over 47 years of massage therapy. All I've ever done in my entire life is traded time for money. When I've had a body on my table, I was making money. When I had a student in front of me, I was making money. When neither one of those things weren't happening, I wasn't making money. Do you realize that 95% of all people at the age of 65, which I'm 1 year away from, cannot retire? I want to give you a little story about my mom and dad. My mom and dad were married just shy of 47 years. They both worked extremely hard all their life. It was tough growing up, to the point that back in the late 50s and early 60s, we ate spaghetti every single day. And when we ran out of tomato paste, my mom and dad used ketchup. They were always there for my sister and I. I have a 2-year younger sister, but we struggled. We struggled in life. Think of where we are today and how many people are struggling. My parents died broke. More than that, they died with their dreams. Guys, today in our world, our system is broken. Think about it. Think about the people that you know. Think about what you have gone through in your life, especially through the past almost 2 years already through this pandemic. Do you realize that last year over 40 million people filed for unemployment in the United States? People are in pain. People are in pain health-wise, and people are in pain financially. You know, some people say that, well, money's not everything, but let me tell you something. It's up there with oxygen. What if you had the ability to shift your cellular health, how you age, and alter your DNA? What if you had a secret that every single human being and animal needs to know about, and hardly anybody that you knew about this? That'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? By sharing information of something that can shift and alter your future is about what we're going to share with you today. So I want you to just help me welcome to one of my friends that's going to share a story. His name is Sam Flake. He's become one of my closest friends. He was a school teacher, a farmer, and his wife worked for a cellular company, and he was also a contractor. And today he gets to raise his 4 children with his wife. I want you to think about this. If you have children and they're already grown, what would it have been like to be able to be there every single day through all of your children's activities and their life? Well, Sam gets that today. And guess what? With my two boys, I get that as well. He's going to share a secret with you, a secret that very few people know about, that has the ability to shift your cellular DNA and your cellular aging, and something called oxidative stress that he's going to tell you about, by 40% in 30 days. So, Sam, please tell these amazing people what they don't know about yet. Sam?
Awesome, Michael. Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much for that amazing start and introduction to what we have an opportunity here. Guys, I've never done anything like this before. I grew up on a farm and ranch. I did construction, was a school teacher. And, for years, my wife and I had been praying for something different, for a change. There was so much, there wasn't money at the end of the month. There was just a month at the end of the money. We were living paycheck to paycheck. We had 2 kids. We have 4 kids now. We had 2 kids at the time. Just didn't know how we were going to make, ends meet. And we didn't see each other that much. It was like Groundhog's Day every day. And we knew that something needed to change, but we didn't know what or how. We'd just been praying a lot. Never in a million years thought this would be an answer to our prayer. But, they say the mind is like a parachute. If it's open, it could change your life. And I'm so grateful to God that I was introduced to this when I was. And like Michael was talking about, our world is crazy right now. There's so much going on. Things have changed so much. The way we work, the way we live. Health is a huge topic of conversation. Finances, the ability, the ability to work from home is a huge thing right now. But stability in the workplace and choices. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. And so as we talk, I would like to invite you guys to look at your life, look at what is going on. Some of you may just be here for the health perspective. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Some of you may be here because you're looking for hope and options on the financial side. Welcome. We're glad you're here. And some may be here for both. Like I said, it's a crazy world we live in. So I'm going to kind of share our vision, why we're doing this, our company's vision, and kind of Michael and I, our vision kind of as friends, as dads, as business partners, of what we hope for you and what we hope for people around the world. So, Michael, you might have to mute everybody individually. If you aren't muted, if you could please mute yourself. I'll just keep going. But so this company, guys, by the way, I am full-time now. I'm a full-time dad, actually on a car we bought. So my daughter, we gave her the old one, I'm not gonna lie, but for this, she just turned 16, got her driver's license, and we got a car. And anyways, on the newer car we got, I got a license plate and says FT Dad on it, for full-time dad. And I'm super proud of that. I'm super grateful. Like you said, money's not everything, but it pays bills and it solves problems. And
it's as important as oxygen in a lot of ways for a lot of people, because it gives us choices.
Yeah. It's so nice, and what's crazy is if people have money, they don't have time, or if they have time, they don't have money. Or sometimes they don't have either. So, and sometimes people say, well, I don't have time to do something like this. Well, okay, if nothing changes, nothing changes. What are you doing to fix that? And most of the people I know that have built it in the nooks and crannies of their life. They didn't have time either. My dad always said, if you want something done, you give it to a busy person, right? And so, but successful people also look for opportunities. They look for what's coming. They look to the future and they see what's coming, and then they prepare for it. they take risks. There's no such thing as zero risk and a huge reward. It just doesn't exist. And we took a huge risk. Michael, you and I took a huge risk to do this, to go for this. We were scared. We were nervous. I'd never done anything like this before. And, but because of that, what I liked is that we could just do it part-time, and it eventually became our full-time, but we just did it part-time in the nooks and crannies. We were busy, but those years of hard work now have extremely paid off. I'll never forget somebody once telling me, you're gonna overestimate, what you're gonna make in the first year and underestimate what you could make in several years after that. And that was true because, as an employee, I would get a 2-week check every 2 weeks. And it just came like clockwork. And at first in this, I wasn't making much. And a lot of people quit because it doesn't seem worth it. But understanding the principle of this industry and how people get on subscription and you can keep getting paid every time they order. And then you get business partners. You help other people start a business and help build them. And then their people get on subscription, their customers, and you get a percentage of that. And I know you and I are similar in this, Michael, that now we have thousands around the world doing this. And some people will never get to that point, and that's fine. Some people, they just need a couple hundred extra bucks a month. $300 to $500 a month would change most people's lives. That's where we were at. I know. And I remember thinking, if I make $300 a month, that's huge. And so the vision of this is that health is a huge thing. There's so many things going on. Our immune systems are so important right now. And I mean, they've always been important, but hugely important right now. And I'm just so grateful that we have products that really, really help in that area, that really, really work at the cellular level. They're not just supplements. It's a new field called nutrigenomics. Okay, ABC Primetime investigated our flagship product, Protandim, in 2005. And it sounded too good to be true. We used to be online. University of Colorado is where this was started. And eventually they got into GNC and high health, but that spurred it. That Primetime, if you haven't seen that, you need to watch that. That led to over 20 universities researching it. We have well over 20 peer-reviewed and published studies now on PubMed.gov. We have a 10-year study that shows that this extends lifespan. The only natural product ever proven to extend lifespan on a 10-year study. It was a study done on mice. And so how does this work? How can it affect you? I'm not going to go tons of that. Michael's going to go into that a little bit more, but just on the company story, the company was working and working, couldn't quite get it where it wanted to go. And finally they left the retail model, went into the direct sales, word of mouth model. And they decided to go mouth to mouth, word of mouth, network marketing. And in 2010, they went 100% network marketing, canceled all their contracts, and they went from about a $3.5 million a year company to about a $240 million company. And we're in right around 20 countries now, and we're growing. And not even 1% of the world knows about this. Yeah, we've been even educating doctors about this technology. It's called NERF2 technology. I'm sure Michael will touch on this a little bit more. We're trying to keep this 30 minutes, but look it up. It is huge. Washington State said about that, and may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. The history of medicine. That's absolutely huge. Universities spent their own money researching it. Okay. There's amazing stories of breakthroughs for people taking this. We can't claim that it prevents, cures, treats, of course, but story after story keep coming in. A lot of the basics are just better sleep, better energy, feeling better, less aches and pains, and it's just an amazing product that nobody can touch. Nobody has an investigative report like we do on a natural product published by the American Heart Association. No natural product I've ever heard of has that. Studied by LSU, Ohio State, Texas Tech, all these universities. And we have this opportunity to take this to the world. I venture to say the most powerful natural product anybody should be taking right now, at any time, and especially right now. So, Michael, I'm gonna send this over to you, but guys, I just wanted you, and I said I'd give you our vision a little bit too. We care about you. We care about each other. We're not even on the same team, but we're working together. We invited anybody in the entire company to get on this. And we thank you, those of you who have come. If you're watching the recording, thank you for watching the recording. Don't forget to get back to the person who told you about this. Like, get in, get started, and you won't regret it. So Michael's a good friend, martial arts instructor, like he said, amazing man, amazing human, father of two like myself, married 20 years like myself. And he's going to share a little bit more about these amazing, amazing products and a little bit more about how this could be an answer for you. Michael?
Hey, thanks a lot. But believe it or not, married 21 years. We were 17 years before we ever had our first child of being married. And my wife is 42, I'm 64. And, you know, we own a hair salon in a city called Laguna Niguel. And, you know, when that pandemic hit, we had to close that down. Nobody wanted anybody to touch their hair. You can tell I'm a master stylist right here. And as being a massage therapist, nobody wanted me to touch their bodies. People had so much fear. They still have so much fear. People don't know where things are going to go in the world, but just briefly want to touch on some of the products that we have. And we have a bottle, this little bottle right here, 29 published peer-reviewed studies. One of the studies that Sam talked about, it is scientifically proven to extend lifespan by 7%. It's scientifically proven to reduce oxidative stress, which is the rusting in the inside of the body, by 40%. What does that mean? That means that we could stand on a mountaintop in front of the FDA and go, hey guys, like this. Do you know that this reduces oxidative stress by 40%? That affects over 250 disease processes. And they go, okay. Do you know that this is scientifically proven to extend lifespan, a 10-year study, by 7%? Healthy lifespan. And they'd go, okay, that's huge. Show me something else out there, period, that does that. Now, this is called Protandim. It's an activator. But what we didn't know. And that was, this was a third of what we were talking about. A third of this one product took us to $200 million. We came out with another product. Well, I brought both the bottles up. Pretend that this one has a silver label on it. And it's called NRF1. What it does, it repairs mitochondria. NRF2 reduces something called oxidative stress, which is the rusting in the inside of the body. The NRF1, scientifically proven to repair dysfunctional mitochondria. Now here's a packet. If you look closely, you'll see the caplet right there. That caplet is the one that has 29 published peer-reviewed studies. The ones with the darker capsules in here is what is proven to repair mitochondria. Guys, mitochondria is the powerhouse of our cells. When our mitochondria deplete, we deplete. It affects a protein called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. I'm not going to get too sciencey on you, but the other two pills in here, the other two capsules, that is called NAD. Have you ever heard of anybody going, I'm going to do some intermittent fasting, caloric restriction? Now, is caloric restriction something that's good for you? Eating less food? The answer to that is absolutely. Now, if you can eat less than 800 calories every single day, day in, day out, week in, way out, month in, month out, people would be killing each other because that's not very much calories going inside the body. When you do caloric restriction and you limit less than 800 calories, you increase a protein called sirtuin and a molecule called NAD by 94%. That's pretty good, but that's eating less than 800 calories. If you went to a health food store and said, Where's your NAD? They'll show it to you. But here's the thing. Any, and I mean any AD product that you get out there, it increases that protein and molecule by 2%. Is there a difference between 2% and 94%? Absolutely. What our NAD does, it activates the body within 24 hours. It increases that NAD molecule and that sirtuin protein by 100% and stays that way. Put your body in a state of what's called autophagy, and it stays like that. It works with getting the debris out of the cells. When your cells store bad debris within it, it stays there, which increases oxidative stress, which decreases your mitochondria function. The three protandems together, in tandem like that, increase its overall productivity by 1,700%. Nobody has the science we have. I call this the biggest kept secret because everybody needs it. And we are just holding on to a big secret. I mean, what else could I say? I'm going to say something else. So it comes in a stack where you can take one packet daily. And I want to talk about one other product, Daily Wellness. Now, with all that's going on in the past year and a half, 2 years, there's three things that you hear people say to take if you're listening to the other parts of media: vitamin C, vitamin D3, and zinc to help boost your immunity. Now, guess what, guys? This came out and was in production in studies prior to all of the stuff that we've been going through. But vitamin C, vitamin D3, and zinc is great, but it's missing two main things. One, elderberry extract. Two, fermented yeast. We call this the 5 to thrive. These 5 ingredients in the synergistic effect puts your immunity into a state that it really, really needs to be. I want you to understand something. We're not a company just to throw a bunch of products out to people. We're not a company that's just trying to sell people anything. This turns on your ability to be the best version of itself. 64 years old, no medications, and my blood work is like a 20-year-old. Immunity booster like nothing else. We also have a couple other things. Just let me briefly touch. What's our largest organ? Our skin. This NRF2 technology that you heard Sam talk about is in our skincare. We have a full skincare line. When you could reduce the oxidative stress and the rusting on your skin, on the outside, and reduce the oxidative stress on the inside, it is an absolute win-win. And let me ask you about your furry friends. How many of you, if you have animals, dogs, cats, maybe horses, would spend the money on your animal before you would spend it on you? Now, maybe if you have kids, you'll spend it on your kids first. But besides that, your dog or your cat or your horse is going to get the treatment before you. We have Pet Tandem, collagen, omega-3, and Protandem NRF2 activation for your animals. And we have a weight management system that it burns visceral gut fat. I'm not going to get into all of our products. We have only a few categories. We even have a hair care system, and it's all NRF2 activated, except one more thing I'm going to talk about, and that is Axio, our energy drink. This is smart executive energy that gives your body energy, your mind energy, cognitive function, not like Red Bull, Rockstar, 5-hour energy, or Red Bull. I drink this on a regular basis, 100 milligrams of caffeine on some of them, and we have a decaf as well. The 100 milligrams comes from an extremely high source of green tea extract. The more that you drink this L-theanine, DMEA, New Zealand pine bark extract, and quercetin, go look that up and see how your body's immunity is also affected when you boost that, and you get to have clarity. So we are on if you go to a website called pubmed.gov, PUB like public, MED like medical, and you look up the word oxidative stress. When I joined this company 11 years ago, there were 68,000 studies. It took 40 years to get to 68,000 studies, because scientists and researchers and doctors know that oxidative stress is one of the main causes of most disease processes. Now, 11 years later, it's over 250,000 studies. Why? Because the secret's getting smaller and smaller, but it's still there. I'm just going to shift for a moment. Speaking of shift, our world has shifted. Going to school and getting an education, working for somebody else with the hopes of retiring, it's not like it used to be. Most people's pensions are gone. Hope is not a strategy. Remember what I said before, 95% of all people in America won't be able to retire at the age of 65. And guys, I'm 64 years old. It scares me. With a lot of families out there, how much month is at the end of their money? If it's to be, as they say, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to you. There's a reason why you are watching this. A lot of people go, well, I don't know. Don't let fear be your factor. Don't let doubt get in the way of your dreams. We are $250 million publicly traded debt-free company. We don't have to prove anything. We have something that, again, every single human being and animal needs to have in their body, whether you believe it or not. You ever heard of a company called BlackRock? You ever heard of a company called Vanguard? They're a multi-trillion-dollar investment firms. Guess what? They've invested into LifeVantage. Invest into yourself. You ever heard of Erin Brockovich? Yeah, the movie Erin Brockovich. She's one of our biggest investors. We are a publicly traded company, like I said, which means that we have full income disclosure. You know that the average business, and I'm lowballing it, $80,000 to start a business. How about a McDonald's? Over $1 million. How about a Subway sandwich? Over $500,000 just to get the building with the name on it. How would you like to have 1% of your efforts multiplied rather than 100% of your own? Let me just put that in a better perspective. Massage therapist, 47 years. When I'm doing a massage, let's say I'm charging $100. At the end of that massage, that my hands are on somebody's body, I made $100. That's it. What did I have to give up? An hour of my time. What if I had 100 massage therapists working for me and I made $1 from each massage therapist charging $100? Now I've made $100. But what didn't I invest? I didn't invest my own time. If you could create leveraged income, let me ask you this question. How would that change your family? How would that change you? How could that change your friends? We have in our company, because we are publicly traded, full income disclosure, which means that you can see what everybody makes. For example, something called a Pro 3 in our company makes an average of $600 a month. $600 a month. Imagine this, $600 a month coming in month after month after month. If you had a savings account, say, and you got 1.5% or so in that savings account, and you had $50,000 in that savings account, you know, that's about $600. How many of you have $50,000 sitting in an account? How about $500,000? That'd be around $5,000 a month. Well, we have something called a Pro 5 that makes about $2,800 a month. A Pro 6 makes around $5,000 to $6,000 a month. And Sam and I are Pro 8s. Look, Sam and I were willing to do, like several of you that are watching this that may be distributors or affiliates, you're willing to do what most people weren't willing to do. And because of the results and the time that you invested, you didn't listen to the people that told you what you couldn't do. You put horse blinders on. Sam and I are Pro 8s. The average income for a Pro 8. You ready for this? Now, does everybody get there? No. Can everybody get there? Yes. $25,000 a month. That's over $300,000 a year. Now, being a massage therapist, Sam, being a school teacher, do you think we could make $300,000 a year? There isn't enough time for us to be able to do that. But because, again, we were willing to do what most weren't, we invested. We didn't listen to people that told us we couldn't do this or couldn't do that. We stayed steadfast, and that's where we sit today. And we're sharing this with you because it's that important. We care about you. Can you invest between $299 and $999 into yourself for your future? What if you can make your return on investment, your ROI, unlimited? Let me say that again. What if you could make your return on investment unlimited? Create your dreams. Give you and your family what you absolutely need. Freedom and choices can be in your back pocket by helping others plug into a system of duplication, something that everybody can do simplistically. Follow a proven system, and you will be amazed on what can happen. What does it take? I'm going to end with this. Have a dream. If you don't know what your dream is, figure it out. And your dream should be so powerful that it gives you a tear in your eye and a lump in your throat. Have a massive burning desire to achieve that dream. Not just, I just want this dream. Have a massive burning desire because it's that important for you and your family. If you share this with enough people and help them get what they want, guess what? You get what you want. Know what your purpose is. Know what your why is. And you will overestimate what can happen. You will underestimate what can happen in 3 to 5 years and way underestimate what can happen in 3 to 7 to 10 years. Make sure that you get with the person who thought enough of you on sharing this information. Wishes become dreams, and dreams become realities when you align the right steps together. So, thank you, Sam, for sharing this time with me. Thank you, everybody, for, again, taking the time God bless to you and your families, and make sure that you get enough information to make a decision whether this is for you. Maybe you just want to be a customer. That's perfect. Maybe you want to invest into yourself for your future and stop trading time for money. I am Michael Epstein. I am a grateful LifeVantage family member. May God bless you and your families. Peace out.